Today, I'm gonna take you guys through some live tips on how to make your website go from okay to great. I'm actually working with a buddy of mine. He's a videographer. He wants to make his website a lot better, so he asked me for some tips. We're literally gonna go into his website, and as we go into his website, we're gonna end up going through piece by piece what he needs to do to change up the design so that it's something that actually looks great and it shows his services well. As we go through that, I'm gonna give him some tips on content and some examples of websites that look good that he can then use to reflect his brand in his own way. So here it is. We're going over his website right now. So he's a videographer. He works with a lot of musicians and bands. So as I'm going through this site, we've got a graphic in the back, and this graphic, it's cool if you're doing like animations and stuff like that. It shows the work that he can do, but it's also a little pixelated. It's not the most clear, and it also doesn't show what he does. What he does is he works with musicians to film their music videos. Sometimes he creates lyric videos. So this isn't a good picture of what he does. So Lawrence, when it comes to your homepage, we're gonna need a little bit more than this. I'm gonna show you a couple examples of just top sections of home pages that work really, really well so that you can end up using this to find some inspiration. Now, it's not the easiest thing to find videographer websites that's going to match your branding, but what I can show you is some wedding videographers that just do really well with their branding. So if you're going for a darker branding, which I feel like you are, you're going to have to take that into account as you go through and you listen to this. So what I love about some of these sites that I'm going to show you here is like this website shows really cool stuff. Like it just shows a bunch of snippets of different videos that they do. Now, again, it's just every website example that we're going to go to is going to show you really cool stuff. This is one of my favorites, actually. It has really, really clear videography here and shows a lot of different styles. Now, as we go through the site, as you can see on yours, right, you've got no additional content on your homepage. Now, when it comes to that content, a lot of times when we're working with a business, what we want to do on that first screen, we want to showcase what you do. So we want to, when it comes to creative types, we want to have that visual, right? That video, and we don't necessarily need an entire music video, maybe some snippets pieced together. And we want to have something like videography for musicians, or we're the #1 videography for this type of music. Whatever you niche down into, we want to show that in that hero section. Now, as we go down, we want to have what I call a one-liner section. In that one-liner section, we want to basically display your brand. We want to show your style. And so we want to put some content on like who you are, what you do. So when it comes to working with metal bands, right? We want to show that you incorporate that same type of style into your videography. We want to put a little bit of personality in there so that they can really tell who you are and what you do. Right? Now, as we go forward, we also, not a lot of these websites are going to show it well, but we also want to showcase your work. So this is a website that shows some of like the photography along with that. Like we want to show what you do in that. So another example would be this website here, right? So featured films, and it has where they can play directly on there. They can actually click on the different videos and they can go through and they can see, basically they can see your portfolio. Now, same thing here, like as you scroll through this site, you can see layers on layers of creative expression with overlays and different things like that. Now, underneath the one-liner section, what we want to then go and do is we either want to show more of who you are, or we want to show additional services that you offer. This website, Josh Rexford, does a really good job at this. It shows Meet Josh, right? Now, I know you, and so when it comes to your website in particular, you have a certain look about you that really matches the types of bands that you work with. So you should showcase a picture of you, and you can put some information about why you do videography, like what makes you passionate about doing it for bands. And so when you use this section specifically, it's going to help people attach to you. So people don't buy from companies, they buy from people that they know, like, and trust, right? So we want to get them attached to you personally so that they can basically bond to who you are. Like we want to showcase why you're different from all these other guys. Like we don't want to just showcase, okay, hey, like this is my company name. Like we don't want to look at your website and be like, oh, hey, Lawrence Wright Creative, right? Who's Lawrence Wright? Like, this doesn't show me anything of who Lawrence Wright is. People want to know when they're working with a professional what that person is like. And so that's why I love the idea of being able to include something like this along with some content like that, to where it really shows your brand, your personality, and why they should work with you, your unique style. So we're going to show that. And then in the sections after that, we are going to want to show more about your services. Now, you're going to want to adapt this section to fit more so what you do, because as I go through your site, right, we've got album art. Your website does not show your album art very well. For example, all of this should be on the homepage, but it should also have its own page, right? So as we go through this, like, this is a good way to show some of your album art, if that's what this is. Past clients, like, it should also just show there. Now, depending on the types of brands and stuff that you work with, I would maybe not show as much of this stuff if that's not how far you niche down, just because some people might not like it or it might not fit their style. So I wouldn't show the most extreme stuff that you do, not necessarily that you completely hide it. Like, if you have specific people that are looking for that, like, have an extra page to where you can showcase that. But I would show a lot of the different variations of what you offer. And then we'd also show like videography. So I'm going to go back to this website example, right? After we have your one-liner section, which should be that, after we show a little bit about who you are and what you do, then what we need to do is show the different types of services that you offer. And so whether that's going to end up being album art, videography, lyric videos, whatever the things that you do are, what we're going to want to do is we're going to showcase some of what you do, the different services that you offer. I would prioritize showing examples of the videography. And part of the reason for that is that it's going to be higher net for you. Now, underneath that, we then might show a couple examples of the album art that you do, but we want to show some videography, some lyric video, and we're not trying to necessarily show the entire site and show every individual piece of stuff that you do. This website is a good example of this, to where it shows a couple examples that they can then click into. And when they click into it, they can then click on the video, which is really, really cool. So we're going to want to do that. Now, after we get through that section, what we're going to end up wanting to do is have a service area section. So you're going to want to show people, okay, hey, if you travel all across the country, list that out. If you only service certain areas, list that out so that people know exactly what you do and where you do it. After that, we're going to want to have some frequently asked questions. So like, what does someone typically ask you when it comes to the sales process that you have? So like, if they want to know pricing, if they want to know how long it takes, if they want to know how far you travel, you want to answer all of those in a frequently asked questions section. The other thing that you're going to want to do throughout your homepage is layer in reasons to choose you, right? What's the unique benefit to hiring you? Like, have sections that kind of are like almost like a promo bar, but without being a promotion, right? We want to show, okay, hey, like, this is what we do. Like, we're the best at working with this type of band, and put the reasons why for it. So you're going to have different sections on the site that end up showing you that. Now, after we're done with the homepage, we're also going to want to have an about page. And on that about page, what we're going to want to do is showcase who you are and a little bit more about you personally. So we want to tell your story. We want to show pictures of you. We want to show some examples of your work. And this is just to connect with people and to be able to show them what your branding is, show them what your personality is like. So when we do that, we just want to include information about who you are, the unique reasons to choose you. Again, I would put some of the frequently asked questions, and then just put a contact section at the end of that that's going to end up telling people, hey, like, if you have questions or you want a chance to meet me, like, reach out and I'd be happy to answer those questions. After the about page, what we're going to want to do is have both the page for your album art and your videography. We're going to have your videography be first, and then we're going to have your album art follow after that, because we want to prioritize the services that are going to make you the most money. So on your videography page, what we're going to do is similar to some of these home pages that you'll end up seeing, is we just want to showcase some of your work. So we want to have videography for bands or videography for metal bands, right? And as we go through that, we're going to have that hero section, which is the first screen that you get to. And then after that hero section, we're going to have more information about the service. So for example, you might have a section like this to where it has details of like, or sorry, this section here, our films are just different. Like, it's going to go into detail on what you do, what you offer, how you offer it. After you have that section, you're going to scroll down a little bit, and then similar to this site, right, we're going to show some of your featured films, whatever you want to call them, featured band, music videos, whatever you'd like to list that as. And we're going to show a couple examples. After that, on your service-based pages, this is both for your album art and for your videography, we're going to have why choose us. And we're going to list out some of the benefits of choosing you over choosing somebody else. Again, we want to always tie visuals with all of these sections. After you get through that, you might put reviews on that page. We should also have reviews on your homepage too. I forgot to mention that, but we're going to have reviews. And then we're going to have frequently asked questions again. It might seem like overkill, but it's something that's going to help. If you have any awards, if you have any like things that you've won, whether it be film contests or whether one of your bands, got featured in a magazine or something like that, we also want to feature that on your pages there too. At the bottom of every page, we're also going to want to have a contact section. So in your videography page at the very bottom, we're always going to have a contact section, and it's going to have contact us. It's going to have your phone number. It's going to have a call now, call to action, and then it's also going to have forms, right? And so as you go through that, you're going to want to make sure that's on your videography page, your album art page. We're also going to want to tie in a service area page. The reason for this is going to be SEO and user experience. So whenever we can have a service-based page, exactly what that is targeting is just being able to show up in more searches. So if you're in Texas, if you want, let's just say you're in Dallas. I know you're not, I just can't remember where you are at the moment. Let's say you're in Dallas, right? We want to show up for videographers in Dallas. We're going to show up for band videographers in Dallas, van videographers in Fort Worth, in Katy, and all of these different areas, right? And so we're going to, in the hero section of that page, like we're going to show, videographers near me, right? Or band videographers near me. In the section below that, we're going to say, hey, we offer videography services all across the country. Here's a list of locations that we offer it in. Below that, you're going to put a little bit more information about the services that you offer. Below that, we're going to kind of have the same almost like structure for every page that we do. Okay. And so when it comes to optimizing the site, another couple tips that we need to do is in each section that we create, we're going to want to have call to action. So whether that be call us, get a quote, or forward them to more information. So again, in that homepage, like when you have the hero section where it tells a little bit more about us, we're going to link to your about page in that section. When we have your services section, we're going to allow them to click into the videography and album art pages straight from that section of your homepage so that they don't have to re-navigate up to the menu. Now, I'll also go over a couple other tips with you on how to be able to do it, and then we'll go through the live audit of your new site so that people can see the difference that we're able to make.